It's Bourbon Night. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
And Sarah, we have something from the television world again. What do we have?
We have Spirit of the Apocalypse. It's the Walking Dead whiskey.
Spirits of the Apocalypse. I see what they did there, because it's a spirit.
See.
She just got it.
So what is it? The second part of the 10th season is coming back soon?
Yeah.
The 10th season.
Right. The 10th. The time of this filming. It's February 2020.
So this is 94 proof, and no one seems to know where it's made. It's bottled.
Right.
By Diageo.
Well, I mean, yeah, they say Diageo, twist off by the way, is the company behind it. Diageo, of course, owns Bulleit. I think that's still their only bourbon distillery. Mm-hmm. Crown Royal, Canadian whiskey, and then lots of other whiskeys. Bulleit, however, they are distilling now.
Yes.
They started their distillery in 2017. Mm-hmm. This says Kentucky Straight, so that would get us to 2 years. But if it's under 4, it should have an age statement on it.
That's right, and it does not.
And it does not.
So we know it's at least 4 years.
It's not Bulleit. Because Bulleit, their stuff is about 3.5 now.
So it's not even old enough.
This came out in 2019. There's no way.
Matt!
Now, nothing on the shelf that says Bulleit on it right now is Bulleit. It's sourced. Hello.
Shh. Deductive reasoning would tell us that this is also sourced.
Sure.
But no one knows where it's sourced from.
Well,
I'm sure there's speculation.
There's good reason to say it's probably Four Roses, or it might still be Four Roses, because Four Roses was, doing it for Bulleit.
Right.
So, it would stand to reason, but I don't know.
But we have no proof.
We shall see what we got going on here.
Very fruity.
It is fruity, yeah.
Very fruity.
Banana-ish.
I was going to say banana. A little bit of orange.
Yeah.
Very light. Yeah.
It is light.
Light and sugary and fruity. Maybe a little floral. Not our deep, dark, typical tones.
Right.
Or dark tones.
What do we say, 94?
94 proof.
Yeah. And it's Skybound Presents. So
Skybound.
The comic book, I think.
Oh, I see.
The people behind the comic book. Even though comic book is through Image, I think, but Skybound, I guess, through I don't know. Comic book.
So do you guys still watch The Walking Dead? I stopped watching it when they were walking towards Terminus because it just seemed to me like, oh no, the zombies are coming. Let's run, find somewhere safe to hide. Great, we're here. Now we'll establish a power hierarchy. Oh no, more zombies. We gotta run. And it just seemed like it was that over and over and over again. So I was like, the power struggle's kind of interesting, but the makeup is excellent.
I've watched past that, though I am behind. I don't think I've seen any of season 10 yet, but it's on the DVR.
What about the spinoff?
No, I dropped that after about season 2.
No? Any diehard fans out there?
Not on purpose. It was just, I think that's when the DVR broke, and then I was like, I don't feel like seeking it out. I don't know.
Right, okay.
All right,
well.
Ooh, building heat.
It's possible that I maybe have eaten something recently that is causing this to taste very medicinal.
Okay, you should probably wait till your second sip.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till my second sip. That was off-putting.
I guess we didn't have a control bourbon before this,
off-putting.
like we usually do. We usually try to, quell any of those type of side effects by having a little, what we call a control bourbon, little sip of whiskey.
We slacked today.
To get you primed. Neither of us did that today. Well,
what are you getting?
While we're waiting, we can talk about, what's on the back here. It says, an apocalypse has swept the globe. And by the way, this is very hard to read print over that fingerprint there.
Oh my gosh, and it's so small.
An apocalypse has swept over the globe, causing the dead to rise and feed on the living. In a matter of months, society has crumbled. There is no government, no grocery stores, no mail delivery, no cable TV. Luckily, there are spirits. It does kind of have this sort of like onslaught of flavors that, you get to the finish really quickly.
You do. It's over fast.
And it's a lot of fruit and sweetness. It's very sweet. I
think that fruit and that sweet is what's coming off as medicinal to me.
Yeah, I'm not really getting a... Well, okay.
Maybe it's just me today. Maybe it's just me.
Aftertaste, when it settles in on the palate, it does kind of have, like, maybe you did just take some type of medicine, but a relatively good tasting medicine. but still.
I think this just might not be my day.
Well, we can always,
we'll have to revisit it.
Bring it back on a live show or something. We go live on Sundays if you're new to the channel.
That makes sense. We'll have to do that.
Speaking of unfair, like an unfair amount of spice that is sort of attacking, like a Walker.
Really?
I mean, it just, for the proof, and that might be the relatively low age here, presuming this might be around about 4 years or so. And there is a little bit of a bitterness.
I think I'm getting that too.
It's like it hangs here, and like acid refluxes back up into the. I know that's super gross, but this is a Walking Dead whiskey, so we're talking about
gross.
The Walking Dead.
Literally,
we can get a little gross.
Flesh eating.
We can get a little
or
gross
brain
here.
eating.
Well, I don't know. It just like almost like you have just something caught in your throat. Is the finish
cute?
Which is. I don't think I've ever said that before. So
Nope.
add that one to the board.
Nope.
There we go. But, I'll say this. The initial palate's pretty good. I didn't have high expectations for this because, this could kind of fall in what you might call the gimmicky type of
100%
category.
agree.
And the ones we've had like that, we haven't enjoyed. So I feel like it has surpassed my expectations.
Right.
But it's not a home run.
Yeah. No, this is definitely something that you buy for fun. And what was the price on this?
MSRP is $34.99.
Okay. Which is like pretty standard for one of these types of quote marketing releases, which is fine. You buy it for fun. You buy it because you love the show or you're interested and you want to know. Not necessarily because you're looking for something super quality. However, I will say, and I feel like people out there are going to be like, oh, she's just not saying anything because she doesn't like it and she doesn't want to say she doesn't like it. That is not true. The third time I sip this, the more this like medicinal heaviness melts away and
get some more.
I can actually taste what's there. So I do actually think it's just me today. So I will have to come back to this one. But like Chad said, I think that, and like we said on the nose, there's a bit more fruitiness and sweetness, kind of a syrupiness to this that is not particularly my favorite anyways. Again, I can't for sure say like exactly what flavors and pinpoint what I don't like because I think that I've been compromised.
You've been compromised.
I've been compromised.
Yeah. To me, it tastes more like a $20 bourbon.
Oh, here's a question.
Yeah.
Would you rather have this or would you rather have Statesman?
Old Forester Statesman?
Yeah.
I haven't had Statesman in such a long time.
It's hard to say.
I've kind of purged it from my memory.
Right, but we weren't a fan of that one either, and that was
a weird grab. Did you just reach in there and
marketing releases.
grab that one? Oh, because of the movie.
Because of the movie.
Okay. Now I get the through line.
Connections. Yeah,
now I get the through line.
Now you're with me.
Well, based on that alone, having not had it in a while, I would say this one.
Even based on how I'm responding to this one, I think I would also say this one. Mm-hmm. Like you said, again, the more I sip it, the more I'm uncovering what is really there. I need to come back to it, but I do think that it has more than what I expect for these kinds of things.
I feel like it's maybe a high rye recipe, which would be another
it's getting me here now.
Towards Four Roses.
Potentially. Which makes sense. You'd want it to have a bite, right?
Right, yeah. And for 94 proof, I feel like it does have a bite. As I was saying before, maybe an unnecessary bite for the proof, and I do think that might speak to its younger age.
Oh, now I'm like getting a little bit of vanilla. What's up with me?
But it is overtly sweet, fruity, more fruity than floral.
Yep.
And a little bitter.
I see all of your points in your assessment. And
Okay, cool.
I concur.
Oh, sweet. Yay!
Yay!
Yay. Well, before we wrap up here, we want to tell you about whiskyambitions.com. It's our home on the internet to get t-shirts, Glencairns, drinking glasses, rocks glasses, challenge coins, and so much more always coming at whiskyambitions.com.
You can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight. Join our community, be a part of our conversation. We do polls and things. We do, special announcements. We do patron-only podcasts. It's a lot of fun. You should come check it out. And meetups.
Yeah, there we go. All right, nitty-gritty time, Sarah. $35 MSRP. It is limited. It is a limited edition. You could call it a collector's item even.
Correct.
This is batch 1, so it makes me think that there are other batches. And I was actually, I watched a review of this, and I noticed on someone else's bottle, one of these icons down here had the red over it.
Oh.
Different from this icon.
This one is what, like an angel?
Yeah, I feel like that's probably Daryl's wings on the back of his vest.
Oh.
All these, so obviously that's Carl there.
Carl with the hat.
Yeah, the tiger from, I forget the name of the place.
Not gonna lie, I don't know any of these things. I know the hat.
Yeah, but so I feel like there are probably like maybe four
releases or batches.
four different, maybe like comic, collect the different variants of the covers.
Oh, I see.
It's all the same. I feel like probably the same batch, but they just maybe did something different from the label. Again, that's just speculation from what I've seen on the internet.
How lucky that you know things about comics.
Yeah, it's true. Used to collect.
Okay, so honestly, I don't think I can give a fair recommend or not.
Okay.
However, I'll go ahead and say that for $35 and not being a fan of the show, like, I wouldn't buy this again.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs down from a bourbon drinker standpoint. From a fan of the show, collector, I would say, you know, this is worth what you would pay more on one of those, like, you know, pop figures. Not a pop, but like those like Todd McFarlane type of statues. You'd pay more on that.
So if you're like
from a
huge
collector
fan.
standpoint, I would say, yeah, go ahead and put it in your collection. It's batch 1. Have it in your collection, and I feel like it's a pass on the drinkability standpoint.
Yeah,
Better
it's a no
ways
for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog. All right, Randy. Yeah, there's better things out there that you can spend your money on, but hey, glad to have it in the collection and on the experience. There's another check mark there. So,
There we go.
There we go. All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, if you haven't subscribed already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's also suggestions of other videos you can watch right down here. We hope to see you in those. Till next time, drink more bourbon.